Hey, what's up guys, it's Andre Other here, bringing you guys another video, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how I made a Fredo type beat. Let's get into it. So yeah guys, I'm sure as you guys know, Fredo just dropped his album Money Can't Buy Happiness a few days ago. I was listening to the album, I really enjoyed the album, and I just really liked how reflective and just dramatic and kind of ethereal a lot of the beats were. And yeah, that really inspired me. I really wanted to make a beat that I could imagine being on this album. So I wanted to come up with a melody that kind of fit that vibe that I was going for. So I just started searching through the different MIDI kicks that I had, and I found this Cymatics MIDI kit that I got ages ago. I decided to look for it, and I found this melody, this MIDI file that I really like. So I dragged that into Logic, and then I put on some strings onto it. So I put on these violas, or however you pronounce it. It's just a Logic stock string sound, and yeah, the MIDI sounded perfectly with these strings, and it just gave the whole beat that vibe that I was looking for. But yeah, I liked how the melody was sounding, but I wanted it to sound a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more sad. So I added a halftime to it, and then I just started messing around with the different toggles and stuff like that, and I found something that I really liked, and then the melody ended up sounding how I envisioned it. But yeah, the melody ended up sounding like this. So yeah guys, I was really liking that kind of string melody, but I wanted to add another melody to it. I wanted to add a nice little piano kind of melody. So I found this, I found this Bösendorfer Grand Piano preset in Logic. Yeah, and I really like that piano. I'd use it in a lot of my beats, but yeah, I found this preset that I liked, and I just started messing around and playing different melodies, different counter melodies to go with a string melody. And yeah, I ended up hitting a sweet spot. I ended up coming up with this melody that went so perfectly with the string melody. It wasn't doing too much, but it just complemented it so perfectly. And yeah, I just humanized it so it sounded like a real person playing the pianos. It didn't really sound too robotic. And then yeah, I liked how it ended up sounding, and yeah, the melody ended up sounding like this. And everything together should sound like this. So after that, I wanted to add some bass to the beat. I hate making a beat. I never make a beat and I don't add some sort of bass or some form of 808. So I wanted to find a bass. I didn't want to use a standard 808s or anything like that. I wanted to use a bass that I used in a lot of my beats, and it's called a 70s synth bass, and you find it in Alchemy. And yeah, I just love how it sounds. I love the mids, the high end that comes with the bass. But yeah, I found that bass, and I just wanted to play a very simple bass line just to back the melody. See, I just found the bass notes from the melody, and I literally just copied that, and I found literally the perfect bass line to match the melody. So yeah, the bass line ended up sounding like this. And then when you hit that with the rest of the beat, the whole beat should sound like this. So yeah guys, then after that, after I finish the bass, I always move on to the drums, and I always start the drums off with some snares. So I went in, I just started searching through the drums and stuff like that I had saved on my hard drive, and I was just searching through different packs and different snares, and I found the snare that I really liked, and I dragged it into Ultra Beat, and I came up with this very, very simple snare pattern that sounds like this. And then when you hear everything played together, the whole beat should come together like this. So yeah, then after we came up with that snare pattern, we then moved on to the hi-hats. So I wanted to find a nice trappy, rattling sounding hi-hat. I think I got this hi-hat from the My drum kit that I bought, I think it was a couple of years ago. But yeah, I really like the sound of the hi-hat. I dragged it into Ultra Beat, and again I just made this very simple two-step hi-hat pattern. Yeah, I try not to do too much for the hi-hat on this beat. I don't know, for some reason this beat, it just needed a very simple hi-hat pattern. So yeah, that's what I came up with, and it ended up sounding like this. And then when you hear that played with everything else, the whole beat should end up sounding like this. So yeah guys, and after that I added the last part of the drums, which were the kicks. So I found these kicks, I think I found it from Splice, or I found it from like a random drum pack that I had. But yeah, I like the sound of the kick. I dragged it into Ultra Beat. I like the sound of it, but it didn't really punch enough for me. So what I did, I just added some overdrive to the kick, just to add that punch, that drive to the kick that I wanted. And then the kick ended up sounding like how I wanted it to sound. But yeah, I just came up with this very simple kick pattern. Yeah, I just tried to keep the drums really simple on this beat, because I just felt like the beat just needed some simple drums. But yeah, I just came up with this very simple kick pattern that ended up sounding like this. And everything together should sound like this. At this point, the main body of the beat was pretty much done, but what I did after this, obviously I wanted to structure the beat. You want to have your verse section, you want to have your chorus section and stuff like that. So I don't want the whole beat to sound exactly the same, so I just started taking bits from the main melody just to add different sections to the beat. So I started off with a violin, so I went into the MIDI, and I just took off like the high end of the violin, like the high notes that were played in the violin melody, and I just literally just made that as on track. And I used the same viola's presets, but I just had like the high note. I just kept that melody, and yeah, I kept the half time on it, so it ended up sounding like this. And then I did the same thing, but I just did it with the low end. So the bass notes from the violin melody, I just took those and made it into its own track. So use the same preset, and I think I took off halftime. But yeah, I just wanted to have another melody again, just to make the beat sound interesting, so I can structure it. And I want it to sound like one loop just playing all over again. So yeah, the low end, the low notes from the string melody ended up sounding like this. And then when you hit that with the rest of the beat, the whole beat should sound like this. And then when you hear that played with everything else, the whole beat should end up sounding like this. So yeah guys, that was important because I just didn't want the beat to sound exactly the same. I didn't want it to be that violin melody that you heard at the start of the beat. I wanted the beat to have different structures, and obviously when it's the verse, you don't really want like too much going on. So I wanted to simplify the beat during the verse sections, and then during the chorus, then I can bring in the rest of the chords and stuff like that from the violins. But yeah guys, that was pretty much it. That was every single component there was to this beat, and that was the whole process that went into making this beat. The only thing I had to do after this was structure the beat, and that's exactly what I did. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like the video though, please hit the like button down below. and subscribe for more, because I have way more videos like this coming out every single week. And if you guys want to purchase any beats from me, you can click the link in the description down below, and that will give you a link to 10 free beats, an offer I'm doing for now. And yeah guys, if you want, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram for all latest updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.